Americans frustrated by trickflation as brands employ deceptive tactics amid rising costs. So I guess this is a new thing that companies are doing, that they try to make things appear like the same size, but they're putting less and charging either the same or a little bit more. Like apparently this picture with this Coke can here, last week it was $1.06 for 12 ounces. The same amount, 12 ounces, but for $2.37. Does really a can of 12-ounce soda cost that much? Where is this at? And I have not seen this. I was just at the grocery store. I have not seen this can yet. I definitely seen the regular. So brands relying on deceptive tactics is not news, but it's increasingly becoming bothersome for Americans who are currently grappling with the rising costs of living amid inflation and growing credit card debt. I do believe that companies do this. I know because there's definitely some food products that are less that they're trying to sell for the same, but they use the same size bag or can. One of them is mixed nuts. I've noticed that at Costco, where they use the same can, but then or it looks like it's the same can as before. You know, they try to be deceptive and put a different amount in there, so you'll notice the weight's different, but they're charging you the same. So I know that does happen with a lot of products. I've not seen it in the Coke cans, but please feel free to comment below and let me know. That's a lot. So is that really American dollars? Is that Canadian? Yeah, I mean, this is how they're pointing at the taller glass, thinking that's how dumb we are, right? Trying to trick people into willing to pay more. Is there a TikTok video of this guy or something? Okay, here it is.
New way that you're being ripped off at the grocery store. You've of course heard of shrinkflation, where manufacturers take an existing product and just shrink it a little bit without applying that same shrinkage to the price. You might have even heard of skimflation, where companies keep the size and the price the same, but just switch out those pesky expensive ingredients for much cheaper ones. Hot cocoa? Never heard of it. I want a nice steaming mug of jackfruit seeds. But the new way the grocery industry has just...
Real quick, a big one is Coca-Cola. And I guess all the sodas, right? Because they put in high fructose corn syrup. So I really don't drink soda that has high fructose corn syrup. I have lately, when I go to like a Mexican restaurant, they have like the glass bottle Cokes. Those are made in Mexico. They use real cane sugar versus high fructose corn syrup. That is a way better Coke. And they have them in Sprites too.
Decided to screw us is what one Reddit user calls trickflation. You see, they haven't reduced the amount of soda. Both of these cans are still 12 ounces. But since the grocery industry apparently thinks the average consumer has the intelligence of a 6-year-old child, they've put that same 12 ounces of soda in what looks like a larger can. Which again, I must remind you, just because something is in a taller, slightly skinnier container, it is not more liquid. Now, of course, this trickflation only works if they eliminate the previous can and jack up the price, which is, of course, exactly what they did. So not only do we have to worry about our products shrinking in size or using ingredients of much lower quality, we now have to worry about what is almost indisputably just straight up deceptive behavior.
Thank you very much for that. I mean, that is a growing concern. This guy's name's Early Pete, so shout out to him. Follow him if you use TikTok. I don't use TikTok, unfortunately. Well, actually, fortunately. But let's see what comments have to say. The fast food industry is best at this. However, they took it one step further and actually shrank the portion while rising the price at the same time. I think I had a video about this too, about McDonald's, like the burger patties are smaller. And also... their drinks, a small Coke costs a lot more. And plus they try to direct you to their app. So you use their apps. They're trying to condition you, right? So it's like, use their app, then you'll get better deals and stuff. The average American consumer is gullible. Burger King pushed a 1/3 pounder to compete with McDonald's 1/4 pounder at the same price. The new product failed because consumers reported 4 is bigger than 3. You know what? I believe this. I mean, I'm sure I could look it up, see if it's true or not, but I think a lot of Americans think 1/4 is bigger than 1/3, which is sad. I believe it. If you want to prove me wrong, please comment below. I'd love to be wrong in that. Advertising is equally insidious and goes hand in hand with trickflation. It's all about duping the consumer out of their money with falsehoods. We've all been sold something and realized we got duped. It happens and it sucks, right? Ever go to a mall and those people who are side hustling at those kiosks, they sell you a product that you really didn't need and you thought it was cool at first, and you're like, they made it really sound like it's cool, but you're like, you know what? Damn it, they sold me, they got me. I don't need this product. But they do it with advertising too. They make it sound like it's all great and this and that, and then you go to the drive-through and you're like, wait, how much am I spending? Okay, if you want to slow inflation and bring down prices, Econ 101, supply and demand. If you want the prices to drop, stop buying the products. For the next 2 months or so, buy only what you absolutely need. Let the inventory swell, and they will have to drop the price to move the product, especially items with expiration dates. Fast food places will have to drop prices to get customers to come back in and buy their food. My dad once told me a great reality. You as a consumer can wait longer to buy a product than the maker-seller of the product can wait for you to buy it. Let's all save money and have fun. If nothing else, it will be a fun experiment. If they're not selling, they'll just go out of business, right? What this person said, overall, it's not wrong, right? Supply and demand. If there is low demand and they just keep stacking up burgers and burgers, they got to get rid of them and sell them, right? Fast before they go bad. But of course, if you're not buying McDonald's, the food never expires, right? But I get the point. But McDonald's and all those big fast food corporations and whatnot, they're always going to have a constant steady of people willing to buy the products. Yeah, one person might stop. It's not going to be a big impact. They need like millions of people to stop buying the product, like Bud Light did. People stop buying the product, huge numbers, and they're doing whatever they can to get customers back, right? They have such high supply and low demand, and they're doing everything they can. That is the power of your money, because they'll do anything to reach their hand into your pockets to get that money. You have to realize as a consumer, you have the power, but we really have power in numbers to make things actually happen our way. So, I don't really eat fast food. It's been a while. I take that back. I'll eat Popeyes. Popeyes is good. But burger joints, no, I like a good burger place. This isn't inflation. This is profiteering by corporations that they blame on inflation. How do we know? The rate of inflation is way lower than the rate of increase in corporate profits. Let me know if you agree with this comment. It's true that a lot of the corporations, they're intentionally jacking up the prices when they don't have to, but they are, and they're blaming inflation. So that is a real thing. There are products that have no other choice but to go up in price because of inflation, but there are other products that they don't have to, but they do it anyway and blame inflation. So there is some truth to this. The inflation we are facing is only the excuse for companies to jack prices. How is it that things supposedly cost more so people are spending less? Yet the manufacturers are posting record profits because they are charging more per volume? Look at our big three domestic car manufacturers who were posting TD profits with fewer sales until recently when people got tired of paying their high prices for crappy products. Leadership across the nation trying to modify their playbooks to use the same inflation games. I have zero desire to buy a brand new car. And seeing the prices are crazy. Yes, I saw that they're bringing down the price of cars lately, but it's not that much, really. Cars today are almost the same price as when my parents back in the 80s bought their house. Isn't that crazy? But yeah, I wish this person was going with a different analogy, like, food and whatnot, because food is unnecessarily expensive. It really is. It's unnecessarily expensive. It needs to go down. But I think food really is only going to go down when we have higher unemployment. Because people who are unemployed are only going to buy the food that they actually need. No more impulse items. They drop back on sugary drinks like juice and soda. because they're going to be drinking water. They're not going to be buying expensive box foods. They're going to just be buying the essentials. But I hope it doesn't come to that, because I really don't want unemployment to go up, right? Because it's a crappy situation when you lose your job, you don't have money, you don't know where to go. And everyone thinks we need it, but man, how do you know it's not going to be you who's going to be unemployed? Are you going to be the one who takes the bullet, right? People want the housing to crash and foreclosures, like, okay, but are you going to be the one who takes the bullet and, lose their house and whatnot? Oh my God. This has been going on for decades. People are just now realizing this. I worked for a soda manufacturer in the 80s. They called their 16-ounce bottles of half quart because it sounded bigger than a pint. It worked too. I kind of believe that. I think I remember 16-ounce bottles. And let me know in the comments if you've heard of them too. But they're no longer around because they're now 12 ounces is the standard. And now I'm seeing mini, which is 7 ounces. And when I was at the grocery store, they wanted a 12-pack of those 7-ounce mini sodas for I think it was like $7 or something. I don't remember. I was buying it for someone. And I don't remember what it was, but I was like, what? You guys spend this much money on soda? Nobody is compelling you to buy more of the same quantity of product. Take the Coke can, for instance. You can observe that the new design is slimmer, yet the volume remains at 12 ounces. If you don't take time to understand what you're purchasing, the responsibility lies with you. Therefore, if you opt to buy the taller 12-ounce can at a higher price, that is your choice. Coke is not essential, but a sweet indulgence, and there's always option to select a less expensive alternative. The one thing I disagree about this guy, Daniel Johnson, look at this profile picture. I wonder if that's really him. There is deceptive tactics that these companies are hoping most people don't realize it until they've already spent their money and got ripped off. There is that one. But if you know, especially people watching, the Coke can cost more. And Coke is not good for your health. Yeah, it just tastes good. I get it. It's mouth pleasure. But honestly, you're better off not drinking that crappy product. It's just mainly sugar and whatever preservatives they put in there. I mean, it's a freaking black drink. It looks like oil. And you're okay with putting that in your body? You should be drinking water. But I think that's enough for this video. I've ranted long enough. So let me know what you think in the comments. I do read them. And if you got this far, please click the like button and subscribe. I think I deserve it if you watch this whole video. Until next video, take care. Bye.